All right. Let's scour the internet, or scour DAT Trucker's Edge. Let's see if we can find it. Sorry, my mind is all over the place today. I got my little guy Noah right here. He's gonna be my helper and try to find me a load today, because he says he wants Daddy out of the house and in the truck and making us some money. But I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, there's no loads out there, or is there? I'm seeing everybody talk about how the spot market's getting better, and I just don't believe it. But I do see, I was looking, I tried to do a live the past couple of days, but the Streamlabs just wasn't working. But I have, the past couple of days, I've been seeing more volume pumping in, but it's cyclical, you know, like it happens every time, every year, but everybody's saying like, well, this year's different, man, with inflation. And have you looked at usually the spot market picks up, you know, a couple weeks ago or like a month ago, and it just wasn't. So we are checking the load board. I use DAT TruckersEdge. I've been using it since I think 2018. If you guys are looking for a load board, you can always check out my the link in the description and get your 30 days, your first 30 days for free on the house. You can always check it out, and if you don't like it, don't use it. Don't pay for it. But I'll be honest, if you're an owner operator and you got a trucking business, you either want DAT TruckersEdge or Truck Stop. I've tried all those other little load boards, the free ones, and they're nice. Like, it's nice to have Uber Freight. I checked that. Convoy I like, JB Hunt 360, and then obviously Amazon Relay Board and Coyote Logistics. Those are some of the ones that I use. But I am looking for a spot market load. So let's just go into the national load counts. And I'm going to check van right here. You could, if you got a flatbed you're looking to load up, then you can, or a Reefer or Conestoga Specialized, whatever you got, you can put it on here and search for that specifically. But I'm going to do van. And so what this basically is state by state, and then you got the loads, or I think it's trucks coming in and the loads going out, I believe is the ratio. Let's see what we got. Alabama, 459 coming in, and 720 going out. Indiana, 552. See, that's a bad ratio. You got, I believe I'm getting that right. I haven't done this in so long. I believe it's 552. What's up, Hammer Down? Sorry, I'm just do Reefer. I have 4 Reefer trucks. All right, let's check out Reefer. Let's see, where you at? Where are your trucks at, Hammer Down? Oh shoot, I don't want van. Reefer, and goodness gracious, oh, we all know Florida. Look at that, 309 coming in, 1,049 going out. I'm just curious. Search lows. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at Michigan. Yeah, I'm just curious what we can find. Just put 50-mile deadhead in Grand Rapids. Obviously, not many people are from Grand Rapids, but I'm just looking to see if I had a Reefer. There might be a lot because it's flower season. But the 30-day average from Holland, Michigan to California in a Reefer is $4,466, and they're offering $1,200. Wow, you've got to be kidding me, man. Jack Knight TV, yeah, you're right. The more going out, the higher the rates. The more coming in at less going out, the lower the rates usually. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. Thank you, bro. Yeah. I haven't used that option in so long, man. I've been running this dedicated freight, so it's like I'm barely ever on checking those national load counts. But I noticed some other truckers were talking about the spot market picking up, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm also looking for a load, but I'm gonna look Hammer Down. And I'll have 2 in California this weekend. What, Hammer Down, did you get paid pretty good to go to California, or are you getting paid pretty good to go to Cali in the reefer? Because I mean, from Grand Rapids, that's horrible. Like I said, 30-day average is 4,400. They're trying to put out an offer for 1,200. Who is that? Landstar? Well, go figure. All right, Comstock Park to Kentucky. 30-day average, $1,000, 800 pounds. That's a light one. All right, let's just look at the ones that they have on the offer block. So Grand Haven, Michigan to San Diego, California. That's a little bit different than the last one, but it says 30-day average 3,726. The offer is 3,200, so they're like $500 below the 30-day average. I don't have the 15-day average, but I'll bet that that's should be a little bit higher, I would think. But there's 8K California outbound. To be honest, though, oh wait. Okay, check Reefer California outbound. 4,400 from Texas, to be honest. But there's 8K California outbound. So where, Hammer Down, would you be going East Coast from California for that 8K? Yeah, California sucks. Yeah, but coming out is good. That's why I know a lot of guys in this kind of market are just chasing those miles, and so you run East Coast, West Coast, West Coast, East Coast, right? Outbound is better. Yeah, let's check out. You guys try to go to San Diego or LA? I'm just curious. San Diego, California to anywhere. So I'm just gonna do anywhere. I'm gonna do I guess we could do a 100-mile radius. Just curious. We're gonna do Reefer because I know that's what Hammer Down has. Yeah, East Coast. You go to East Coast for that 8K. Man, I swear, like last year, what were you getting to go from California to the East Coast? Oh, you do a triangle? That's smart, man. That's smart. That's what I used to do kind of too. I'm going to hit Salinas, California. Salinas, California. Let's see what we got. I hope my kid don't wake up. He gets so loud. It's hard to focus. All right. Yeah, Salinas, California to Miami, Florida. Well, you'll be there this weekend though, but 3,000 miles, $7,200. The 30-day average is 6,500. At least they're above the 30-day average. Oh, it's a team load. Reefer with team. What did Jack Knight say? If I were you running Reefer, I would try to find a regional kind of customer that a broker moves, usually like Tyson or Purdue. Maybe ice cream, something that's going to get busy in the summer. For sure, man. We got a Tyson over here, and we got some ice cream places too. A dairy place over here that makes ice cream. Yeah, for the summer, gets busy. Yeah, or flowers too. Like over here, I know the customer that I just picked up, they actually just sent me an email. I was under the impression that I could use my dry van because I've done that before, but for this particular flower, for these flowers, they need a reefer. So I was supposed to do a load today, but they had to recover it because I have a dry van. And so from here on out, that customer, when I haul for them, I'm just going to use their reefer trailers. Yeah, rates are starting to climb. I see that too, which it should. Usually, as we all know, this time of the year it should, but it should have already been climbing. And it was just feeling like doom and gloom, man. It was terrible. Like, just for even when I do local stuff, I was running to Detroit for at least $1,200, $1,000, which is pretty good rate. And I don't expect that all the time, but they're trying to move those same spot loads for $300-400. And for me, like, and then when you get to Detroit, there's nothing coming back. So, like, I've just been really parking the truck and trying to find customers. Let's see. Salinas, California to Boston, Massachusetts. The offer is $6,750. What's the 30-day average? 64. So at least they're a little bit above the 30-day average. And I know California, I was seeing stuff too, like California load counts are heavily in our favor, which I wonder why. Is it like the ports just opening up, or are they just a bigger manufacturer and everything the rest of the country needs is over there? Yeah, yeah, it's a little late this year for sure. Let's see what this one to PA, Salinas, California. What if we did today's Wednesday? What if we did Friday to Sunday? Because I know Hammered Down's gonna have some trucks over there. There was 8,200 earlier. 8,200 for where to PA? That's dang. That's pretty good. Considering they were saying the 30-day average to PA from California is 67, 65, 67. Union City, California to Swedesboro, New Jersey, 5,300. 30-day average is 6,000. That's crappy. Pick up at 3 o'clock, deliver at 2 on May 3rd. So that'd be Wednesday. And pick up on Friday. There's a big flower greenhouse. Oh, to Boston. Oh, okay. Yeah. Massachusetts. Yeah. That was still, I mean, would you say 88, 8,200? I mean, you would do that, right? I would. I mean, it's probably not like what you would get a year ago. There's a big flower greenhouse over here in Tamaqua, PA. Also, there's a bunch of mushrooms and flowers and vegetables coming out of Lancaster, PA right now. Where are those going, Jackknife? Oh, it's nowhere near. The rates, it's usually, for the time of year, is going up slowly because people are willing to take it for less because they're hurting that bad. I don't see a big boom this summer. Yeah, that's the same with flowers, man. I like those 2 customers I picked up. I was doing the same run, same type of flowers last season. Not as much last season, but then the two years ago, and I think they were paying close to $3 a mile, and they were hurting for trucks. And then I called another flower place yesterday, Masterpiece, who I used to haul for, and they paid really good. And I called their dispatch department, and he was like, honestly, man, we don't even need trucks this year. We're all set. But we will keep you. We'll keep you on our list, and if we need any backups, he said, we'll contact you. But yeah, the best offer, Gilroy, California to Miami, Florida. But obviously, you came to California for crap pay, probably not very good, and then you want to leave probably California to a better market. You go to Florida, you could. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. 30-day average, I mean, you got 3,000 miles. That's not even $2 a mile to go to Florida, which good luck coming out of there unless things have changed. Is Florida still bad coming out of there? I remember I used to go in there and I'd just deadhead up to Georgia. It was like they wanted to move things for less than $1 a mile. If you're willing to do some power only, get a hold of CRL. You could run some Tyson loads. They're not going to pay super stellar out of the Midwest, but they'll be consistent. Okay, so CRL, who Tyson Foods uses, is that I'm assuming that's a third party 3PL. CRL. I'm gonna write that down because we have a big facility over here in, like, I think it's in Grand Haven, Fruitport area, somewhere over there, Hudsonville. I was just looking for Hammer Down, see what hopefully, I'm sure, I mean, that's definitely a good place for you to end up at over the weekend, even if you gotta, are your trucks, Hammer Down, your truck's gonna take 34-hour reset there, or are you gonna try getting them loaded coming straight back? Either way, that's a good place to be, but I'm not really seeing, like, I put in Friday to Sunday, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. I mean, junk. Swedesboro, they're under 30-day average by $700. Georgia, not even $2 a mile. 40. I mean, they are $100 above the 30-day average. I should have looked at that heat map. I was looking at it the other day. I can't remember what, because that's what I used to do. I know you run in a triangle hammer down, but like I used to kind of try to follow the heat map a little bit, like which is what you're probably doing in a triangle, but like you leave a crappy market to get to a good market, or you leave a good market and get to a crappy market, but then you leave that crappy market for a good market, and that way you're constantly averaging out your pay, your revenue. I'm gonna reset and hear out Saturday. Oh, okay. Right on. Oh, head out Saturday and head out Saturday. So you'd be, see, Saturday, 29th. It says there's 288 total results, but 11 exact results for Saturday to Sunday. Not a whole lot out of, well, that's a 100-mile radius. I guess probably bump that up a little bit. Union City to Swedesboro, New Jersey, $4,800, 43,000 pounds. That's the one we already looked at. Salinas, California to Dallas, Texas. Offers $3,500. The 30-day average $31. Texas is pretty crappy too right now, isn't it? LMAO, last year I was taking loads for $5,500 from Chicago to Newark, New Jersey, reefer loads. They want that heavy either. Yeah. Dang, $5,500 from Chicago to Newark. Still early though. Yeah, it is definitely early. Yep, for sure. It's Wednesday. There'll be, I'm sure, a ton. I mean, what is the we got Reefer, the load count for California. Dang, 483. So that's 483 trucks coming in and 1,094 that need to go out. That's a really good ratio. So I see why you went to California, man. That was smart. Check Laredo, Texas reefer. Yeah, because there was that load that I was just looking at, but what was that one? Salinas, California, Saturday, or is that Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Going to Dallas, Texas, 43,000 pounds reefer. It's a little bit above the 30-day average. Maybe you can, gosh, 4,000, 32. But yeah, okay, so if we go to Laredo, Texas. Go to offer block. Oh, we already got it. Highest offer. That way we just weed out the bull crap and just get, so that way we can see what the best paying loads are that's posted. Laredo, Texas to Swedesboro, New Jersey, 40,000 pounds, 1,800 miles, $4,500. National or 30-day average is 48, so they're below it. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to call them. Swedesboro, 4,500. Megacorp. They're trying to. Yeah, Florida's worse than it ever was. Yeah, it sure is, man. That's what I've been hearing. Me and my wife thought about moving to Florida actually real soon, but I'm like, what would I do with my trucking company? How would I survive? Like, I don't even know. I was looking, the best thing would be to buy a freaking dump truck, a triaxle or a quad axle, and just haul gravel and whatnot. Swedesboro, New Jersey. So yeah, that's not very good. I mean, because if you go from, I don't know if Hammer Down was looking at going from California to Texas and then coming out of Texas going to like East Coast. I mean, you what was that last load? It was like a little over $2 a mile to go to Texas, and then you're a little over $2 a mile. What is that? 1882 wait, 4,500 divided by 1882. $2.39 to go to New Jersey. So I mean, I guess that's not that bad if you got to keep your trucks moving and keep the revenue coming in. I mean, I guess it could be worse to go from. But I was just thinking you probably weren't paid very good. I can't remember. Did he say what he got paid to go to California? You said going into California sucks, but obviously coming out you want it to be really good to make up for coming in. So I don't know if like $2.40 to leave Texas or leave California and then get $2.40 coming out. That's not bad, I guess. I would say in this market you got to be willing to be able to deadhead like 300 miles if need be and have something already set up before you come out of an area. It's that volatile. Yeah, for sure. That is true, my friend. It's super volatile. Well, what's this? Laredo, Texas to Riverside, California. So you could go back to California for what? $2.30 a mile, but they're under the 30-day average. So, and the brokers know that everybody's trying to get to California and that California is going to pay good. So they're like, oh, we'll try to come in under the 30-day average because we know these guys will just want to get to California. So, but yeah, I'm sure you guys negotiate really well. So I don't know. What would you, for this Laredo, Texas to California, would you hit the broker up and say like, I'll do it for 4,500, 4,300, or would you be like 4,000? I'd probably round it up to 4,000 and see what they do, see if they bite, and then have my eyes set on 3,700. The thing is too though, when we start, I know we all got businesses to run, but when we just start taking whatever they post, it really reduces the overall market. You know, the prices that they put out overall, like psychologically it starts telling these brokers like, okay, everybody's just taking what we post and we're below the average. So the average, it brings the averages down and it just sucks the life out of our spot market. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. Honestly, the verge of bankruptcy. I need a driver for a truck next week. Me too, brother. Like, yeah. I swear my wife is like, we're hitting our heads over here like every week. It's like, okay. Things get busy, and then that last customer I had, I was so busy for a while and it paid so good, and I was like coasting through this freaking terrible spot market, and I'm like, thank God, but I feel for these guys that are living on the spot market. And then all of a sudden they gave that dedicated freight to a local company, Northern Logistics, and they came in and quoted like, I think I was doing it for like, some were 1,300 to go to Northern Indiana and Detroit. Some were 1,100, and these people came in and quoted like $800 or $900. So the company was like, yeah, we're gonna go the cheaper route. Sucks. I feel like you'd rather value relationship more than money, but these big companies, they need to cut costs for corporate. Never take what they post. Always negotiate. 100%. 100%. And even like, man, I remember a lot of them will laugh at me, or like if I'm shooting them an email and I'm like way above their posted rate, they'll send me a pretty nasty email like laughing at me like, but dude, like we both got businesses to run. Utah, 1,600, no way. Probably no loads coming out of Utah. Atlanta, Georgia. I wonder how Georgia market is. 1,100 miles. I just spilled coffee on myself. Man, hammer down. I hope you don't go. I hope you don't go bankrupt, brother. I hope you can. If things keep picking up, I mean, it is picking up. It is better than it was a week or two ago. Hopefully, you can figure your way out of this, brother. And me too. Yeah, that customer for the flowers just emailed me this morning. Carrier contract. Said, good morning. We wanted to touch base with you and let you know that we have not forgotten about you running flower loads for us. The current weather conditions have brought the distribution way down this week. We are looking heavy. We are looking heavy for next week and the following week, and have you as a tentative carrier loading on Monday. So I was wondering, they haven't reached out to me in a couple of days after we signed that contract. I tell them, oh wait, never. I tell them stop ripping people off. Yeah. Do you really tell them that? I didn't have the balls to tell them that, but I do. I try to handle them like the exact opposite in which they expect. So when they come at me like that, I just try to be like, I understand, man. I'm just another small little business like yourself trying to survive, and I got expenses and costs that if I were to haul it at your rate, I would go bankrupt, A lot of people are saying though that like some of the brokers are saying that it's not us, it's not the brokers, it's actually the shippers, but I think it's a little bit of both. Like that shipper that just went with another carrier for what I was doing, if that happens across the board, then it definitely is not just the brokers, it's also the shippers catching on too, like, oh my goodness, like what are we doing? We could save millions of dollars this year by just cutting our shipping costs. Let's jump on board. So I don't know. It's probably not guys like you or me or Hammer that are just taking stuff. You got to remember what kind of other trucking businesses are out there and who's running them. Yeah, like the bigger companies too. Like there's like companies like Eagle Eye and stuff like that over here that they got hundreds of trucks or even 50 trucks, and they got to keep their guys working, keep them moving. I would say those guys, even though they can stomach that, they can do these kind of crappy loads and be all right. They understand the market that's cyclical, and they can get through these times and know that there's better times ahead. So when we do have good times, they're probably smart and stack away the cash so that they can withstand this. A little of both. Yeah, I don't know, Jackknife. I think I agree with you for sure, but yeah, what Hammered On said, yeah, a little of both. I think there is a lot of little guys too that are just probably scared and just trying to keep their truck busy and taking what they can. But for the most part, I think it's bigger guys. Laredo, Texas to McAllen, Texas, 725. Isn't that oh wait, I don't want that. Isn't McAllen like Dallas, or am I wrong? I would if I was going to California this weekend, I would take like something like that load to Texas and then come out of Texas like this load, maybe shoot up to Dallas and then find another load or do that Dallas back to California and then shoot from California to the East Coast. That wouldn't be too bad. McAllen, is that right? I want to say that's Dallas area. Oh no, way wrong. That's Houston, right? Wait. Oh, that's what? Oh wow. That's even southeast of. Okay, yeah, never mind, because you go down there unless you come back empty to Laredo. I mean, it's 146 miles for 725. I would try 1,000 or 1,200, but Laredo, Texas to Jonestown, PA. Laredo, Texas to. Wait, I wanted to go back to California a sec. Tyson just asked us for a little bit less, and apparently I guess they were able to get a local carrier like you're saying to come in and run stuff like dirt cheap. Yeah. We went from $750 for 0 to 180 miles to now $450 rate. And our city bonus, which was $250, is now only $200. It's terrible, man. Jackknife, I think I'm reading that wrong. What do you mean for 0 to 180 miles? Oh, 750 for 180 miles to now 450. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. The rate slashing in half completely. I mean, that's 100% pretty much decrease. That's terrible. And then that bonus, them reducing that bonus. Dang. I got to take what I can sometimes to keep my drivers rolling and making money. Heck, my drivers are making more than me right now. Yeah. Honestly, Hammer Down, that's if I was going to put someone in my other truck before I sold it, I was thinking, like, I know it's easier said than done, but I want to pay my drivers more than me, kind of, you know? I mean, that's usually how it works anyways. Your business, you're running your business, and you got to keep them happy, and usually everybody else makes more money than you. But everybody thinks you make more than them, but we have all the expenses of running the company. I mean, we're able to write off so much of that at the end of the year. But luckily, all of our other rates pretty much stayed the same. I think they might have dropped by 5 cents, but we're still getting good fuel surcharge. So that probably averages out. What were we looking? Was that? Oh, Salinas. Where the heck? How far is Salinas from, like, LA? Hammer Down, are you having a hard time keeping your drivers happy? Are they getting scared and nervous? Are they staying out like for a month, or are they home every week? That's another challenge I notice, especially in this market, man. I know drivers get mad about that, like, oh, they're not keeping me busy. I gotta, because most of them are paid by the mile, right? Like 500 miles. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I don't really need to. Oh, so that's Salinas is right by San Francisco, the Bay Area. That's a pretty good place to be, though, for freight, isn't it? They got a lot of packing houses over there, running produce and stuff. Yeah. All right, so I just wanted to look at Salinas again. Just for today. Like, I want to see how many loads are coming out, do a 100-mile radius, keep it tight. Today, just today only. Let's search that. Offer. I'm surprised my kids stayed. I'm going to have to cut this off soon, but I was just wanting to kind of look at the market and see what the overall market is, because I've been hearing and seeing the volumes pick up and the rates get better, and that's what I like to see. And oh, my light's going crazy. That's what I like to see, man, because it's been a disaster. It's just chaotic, man. It's crazy out there. I'm scared, LO. I've been home 2 days in the last 7 weeks. Oh, man. And you being the owner, that's tough, dude. 7 weeks, so that's, I mean, and you've been home 2 days in the past 2 months. Where are you home based at? Is it pretty easy to get to, like Ohio, centrally located? Salinas, California for today, it was posted 20 hours ago by JT Wash LLC. That sounds like an actual customer, like not a broker. I like to pay attention to that too on the boards. But anyways, oh no, they're from Tampa, so I'm sure it's a broker. But Salinas, California to Miami, Florida, or Salinas, yeah, 3,000 miles, $7,200. But again, you're going into Florida, and in Miami, that's like the southernmost part of it. So you're gonna have to deadhead, who knows, or take a dollar a mile or less to come out of there. So definitely, but that one to Boston, 6,700. So you're definitely going to be able to get something nice coming out of there, and you already know that. It's just question is where are you going to end up from there? East Coast. Hopefully they keep picking up, and you'll be able to. Oh, what do you say? I'm round trip mileage. Jackknife is saying right. Round trip mileage 0 to 180 miles, 450. 181 to 299, 243 a mile. The 300 to 400 miles, 230, 400 plus per mile, 210 per mile, 200 per round trip from Pottsville, PA. What is that doing? Is that doing the Tyson stuff? So yeah, that's crappy, man. And I mean, well, 300. I mean, I would not go any lower than Orlando if I was going to. Yeah, same here, man. I never used to go to Miami because the one time I did, I got stuck there, and I don't know. It's way deep down. It's so far down. I live by Sacramento. Oh, so you're in California. Oh, okay. Well, at least so you should be going home then in a couple days. Reset, and hopefully by the time you get done with your reset, you come out of there good. I'm just curious. Okay, so for today we have 725 total results coming out of Salinas, California. And 117 exact within a 100-mile radius. The highest offer is 7,200. I'll just pull up my handy dandy calculator. Divided by 3190. So the best offer they have up there, or the highest offer I should say, is 225 a mile coming out of California. I was thinking I was gonna be seeing like $3 a mile coming out of California, the way the load to truck ratio is and how everybody's talking. Let's do the lowest trip. I don't know. That's gonna pull in a bunch of local stuff. Like that's kind of what I do when I'm looking for the load board. But for someone OTR, that's probably not. But like Salinas, California to Reno, Nevada, 1,088. So that's over $3 a mile. I just feel like the type of loads that you were talking about, Jackknife, and the type of stuff that I do, like local, regional stuff, I feel like sometimes I'll be like to the broker, they'll be like, it's 150 miles, and I'll be like 1,200. And they'll be like, or even 1,500 I've said, which is probably a little too much, but they'll be like, are you crazy? I'm not paying $5 a mile for this. But I was like, but you'll charge the shipper, the customer, $5, $6, $7, $8 a mile. But me saying $4 or $5 a mile is too much. But for the smaller runs like that, to me, it's more about the hours that you spend at the customers and the hours you have into the trip. It's more of a local daily like work life, versus OTR is a little more different. Like, 1,000 miles, I'll do it for 3,000 type of deal. Versus like, I guess maybe that's just a different way of looking at it. But for this local stuff that I do, like I tell them it's more, yeah, I'm charging you, $3-4 a mile, but how much time am I gonna spend on this? It's not always just about the mileage. They get so hung up on that. And then I also hate when they do the actual mileage, or the air mileage versus the actual. What is that? I forget what they call that. I would not go any lower. Oh yeah, no truck capacity is still incredibly high. No truck capacity is still incredibly high, and I think the economy is slowing down faster than the truck capacity. Seems that way, man. Yeah, that we kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into, man. After all that stimulus was pumped into the market, and then all that money being shipped overseas, which is a great thing that we get to help them out. But man, that's going to cost us. I mean, we're sending trillions of dollars over there, or billions, and we're already how many trillions in debt? Like, we're going to have to print that money and pay that in taxations, and that's no bueno. But like Salinas to Stockton, $900. 25,000 pounds. E-tracks required. This is reefer stuff. Man, I'd be doing stuff like that. 900 bucks. I remember when I was OTR, my goal was just to do like $1,000 a day on the truck. But obviously sometimes I would do a lot more and a lot less. But to be, for me, like I do stuff like this here in Michigan, 137 miles for, $1,000. And then I just come back home empty. So really I'm running like 270 miles, but I'm okay with that. From what I've heard, there's a few trucking companies out there that are able to get SBA loans still, as long as you migrated here within 10 years. Man, yeah. So I'm sure that's propping some of these companies up still. I have the inside track on some customers that I've done work with, and trust me, the brokers are not getting the loads for 1,500. Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking. So the brokers aren't making a whole lot during this time. It's the shippers, it's the customers, right? They're reducing their costs, and so us and the brokers are making less probably. I screwed up and took $500,000 SBA loan they offered, so I bought 4 trucks and trailers. Man, hammer down. I was looking into that too. Why do you say you screwed up? Because that aren't those like a mortgage where it's like you get like 30 years or like 10, 20, 30 years to, not 30, but like 10, 15 years to pay back at pretty low interest rate? It's freaking hard to get an SBA loan. How'd you do that, Hammer, for trucking? And I feel like that's a good thing. I mean, obviously right now it's probably tough to make that payment, but shoot, I'd much rather have an SBA loan than any other kind of loan right now. What I heard. Oh, yeah. Hold up one sec. Okay, my bad, guys. I gotta give the baby to my wife. All right, sorry about that. I had to give the little one to my wife. Breastfeeding babies, they need their milk. 30 years, man. 30 years at 3% hammer down. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. In fact, I know a customer right now that skipped over the broker because the broker said, I can't get trucks that low, and found a direct carrier to do it even cheaper. Yeah, those people that took over that dedicated freight that I was doing, that company is a bigger company, but they're a carrier and a broker. but primarily a carrier that just needed loads for their trucks. That makes sense though. Yeah, I think a lot of people got a misconception that the brokers are screwing us over so much, which I'm sure they are a lot of brokers that are doing that, but I think more so it's just every like I mean everybody's feeling the inflation, and like these big companies that are producing the stuff and shipping the stuff, they're trying to cut costs too, and so they see an opportunity to where the spot market's, it's way cheaper to, or they want to reduce their shipping costs. Because I've already went. Oh wait, what do you say? Hammer down said because I've already went through the money trying to stay alive. Yeah, I know that. I've trucks in the shop and couldn't get parts, losing drivers here and there. Sold one truck already. Yep, I did this. Jackknife said, "Yep, I did the same thing." Hammer. I was like, in the market, I'll be able to pay that crap back easily. Then bang, Luckily, I only took 112 out. But as soon as I got it, next thing you know, I started having problems with truck drivers right after I paid most of my back taxes off, and that money went pretty quick. Man, so Hammer Down and Jackknife, you guys both took out SBA loans? What do you think what could have done differently? I feel like that's, I mean, you did the right thing. Like, maybe we just, I mean, maybe we just, what do you think? We could have done better. You guys could have done better, because I try to learn, because you guys have more trucks than me. You guys are doing bigger operation than me. But I honestly thought we would have good rates all the way until 2023, and then at the end of the year they would have started tapering off. Yeah, me too. I mean, we all knew that when we were right after, the pandemic 2020, when things, I was over the road then, and I was noticing things were getting crazy out there, and so I got off the road and tried doing local and bought a day cab, and I figured I I mean, the rates were so good that I didn't have to be over the road. And so, but as I started seeing like $5, $6 a mile to go to freaking Chicago, and it was like that for a year, it felt like a year and a half, a year. And I just knew that, I knew it was coming. I'm sure you guys did too, but it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to, you know it's coming, but it's hard to plan for that. I mean, all you can do is stack away as much as you can during the good times to be able to withstand these bad times. But yeah, because it was so good for so long, and then you got all the stimulus, inflation, all the outside factors, you know, the economy the way it is. I don't know, man. You got all that added into it, so you start to think like, well, man, how we're used to like it going up and down, but usually it picks back up. And when it wasn't picking it back up recently, like it's got really scary. But it looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully, things normalize, man. If they do, you guys will be hammered down. You'll be good to go. Took out more and bought brand new trucks with it. The payments to SBA would have been a lot cheaper than hop right on with new equipment to some dedicated customer. I told them no at first, but then they said you're approved for 500K. I said, well, then I'll grow my business. If I knew the market was going to turn to crap like this, I wouldn't have taken it. Wouldn't have taken it. Verge of the bankruptcy. I feel now on the verge of bankruptcy. I feel like they're gonna try and take my house. What, man? I feel for you, brother. I really do. I wonder what you could do to shift, or if there's like what, hammer down. What do you need per mile to avoid that? You probably need all of your trucks making a certain amount, right? I only have mine now. I'm basically a one truck owner operator now with a brand new T680. I put 50 grand in my 9400, and now the engine blew. Guess what? Trucks aren't worth anything, so I can't get an engine loan. Man, yep. It's crazy because the trucks were freaking record highs, dude. I was looking for like a T800 and T880 or something like that, that I could haul um, both, like, you know, dry freight, basically anything, but also heavy. I wanted like a somewhat heavy spec truck, because there's local sewage stuff that I can haul to farms, basically picking up poop and pee from the sewage plant and hauling it local to local farms. And it pays like $150 to $200 an hour. And it's pretty simple. You know, you just got a big super tank that has a vacuum, and they basically, not a vacuum, they hook up, like a tractor will hook a hose up and suck all the poop and pee out and fertilize the farmer's land with it. And it pays really good. I could do that, but you're talking 100,000 pounds to 150,000 pounds, so fully loaded. So yeah, you need a heavy spec truck for that. But I was looking for a truck, and I was like, man, I can't buy no truck in this atmosphere. The truck prices were through the roof, but they are still kind of high though, in my opinion, for certain specific trucks. But for your like Freightliners, your regular OTR common trucks, they've all come down a lot. Yeah, the SBA, they probably took into consideration your house for collateral, because I think they were only going to give me maybe 250 because I didn't have any collateral. I had to buy a motor for 680 during COVID, 72K. Oh my goodness, man. 72,000. Gosh, dang, dude. See, that's what scares me, man. I mean, I think, hammer down, I hope to God that you don't have to go down that road of bankruptcy, but it's there for a reason, and you'll be fine. You'll be good. You'll grow from this, and like I mean, it's not a failure. Look at any successful businessman. Like they've gone through this stuff. They've, you know, failed somewhere else, or like, you know, went bankrupt somewhere else, and then, but they learned from that experience. So you're gonna have, like, no matter what, hopefully you don't, and things pick up and you'll be super successful. I mean, you already got 4 trucks. That's pretty impressive. Um, Hopefully you don't have to, but if you do, man, you'll be, well, if they take your house, that's kind of crappy. That's going to be tough, but either way, you'll get through it, brother. I'm going to wait it out and probably get an engine for my 9400 and put a wet kit on it. I have the ability. Jackknife, didn't you just put 50 grand into the 9400? I like those international trucks. What is it, like a older, like before 2000, or is that like a 2005-ish? Those 9400s, pretty good trucks. But man, you put 50K into it and she's gone. Yeah, he said I'm just basically running as an owner operator. That's just a one man show. That's what I'm doing too. I had the opportunity to grow, man, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it scares me to be like where you guys are at, what, hammer down, having 4 trucks. I had 2, and I was looking for a driver. It's just hard to keep them. It's a tough business, man. It's a tough business. So my heart goes out to you guys, hammer down. Uh, I'm going to wait it out. Oh yeah, put a wet kit on it. I have the ability to run aggregate for 140 an hour with an end up. If I can get a good driver, I'll probably do. Yeah, yeah, I can do that over here too. Yep. Yep, pulling. So the aggregate's like a dump truck for concrete, right? So you get a trailer with a quad axle on it. It's a 2007 mid roof. It's in pretty decent shape for what it is. Yeah, I've been looking for like a somewhat newer T8, T800, T880, that's heavier spec, and that has like the mid roof, but it has a small, like, 36-inch sleeper, just enough to, like, if I have to stay out, like if I do have to take other loads and stay out overnight, like I could, and not have to sleep in a hotel. With my truck now, the day cab, it's just, I'd have to sleep in a hotel. So I just try to stay local, and it sucks because there's nothing local. I was just going to look up Grand Rapids, Michigan for myself real quick for today. It's been so terrible over here for loads. And so Zeeland, Michigan to Traverse City, Michigan Fortis Group. Boris at shipfortis.com. I'm about to call this guy and see what. I'm just curious. Zeeland, Michigan, and Traverse City, Michigan. It's 163 miles. 30-day average is $700. I was running that same lane for 12 to 1500 a year ago, or 8 months ago. And then obviously I don't expect to get that, but I would do that lane so for me it'd be, I just look at it as a round trip. So I'd be doing 320 miles. So I would do it for 1,000. Grant, Michigan to Napoleon, Ohio. So there's only 15 loads. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's only 15 exact loads within a 100-mile radius of Grand Rapids. Just Holland, Michigan to California, $1,200. Goodness gracious, man. Oh, am I still on Reefer? Oh, okay, I'm on Reefer, I think. Oh, partial van or Reefer. So they're claiming it as a partial. Yeah, it's 3,000 pounds, but that's why it's at $1,200. I was about to say, holy crap. Allendale, Michigan to Orlando, Florida. The 30-day average is 3,100. They don't have a rate on there. Let's see. Grand Rapids, Michigan to Houston, Texas. The 30-day average, $2,649. Almost, so $2,600. They're offering $1,700 for 1,200 miles to go to Houston. Wow. Yikes. Marne, Michigan to Pensacola, Florida. 1,000 miles. That's the Panhandle, I think, right? 30-day. Oh yeah. I think it's gonna get a lot worse. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but you would think it would. And if it does, it's going to really, really catch a lot of people off guard, because I think everybody is expecting it to have been normal for the economy all the way around to get bad. And then so we were expecting a downturn. But, how long is this downturn going to be? So much money was pumped into this market, man, and people spent like crazy. Manufacturers were working like crazy and pumping things out, and inventories got crazy high at local distribution centers, and then things they oversupplied everything, and then the demand was there for a while, but then when the demand wasn't there, the oversupply just caused way too much problems. And so for us truckers, like there's no nobody's making and shipping like they were, or buying. They're trying to kill us, man. LOL. It's a 2007. It's a mid-roof. It's in pretty decent shape for what it is. Yeah, I like those. Stone for concrete mixer, blacktop, and it's only 2-axle. Oh, only 2-axle. And dump in Pennsylvania, and they don't run the big stuff. Yeah, that big stuff, man. That's like, I have a buddy who has 10 trucks over here, and that's all they do. What you're talking about right now, they do the waste stuff too to farms, but primarily they run those dump trucks, dump trailers. And their trucks, luckily his dad's a mechanic, so he works on all their trucks, but man, I swear they're blowing engines every day. Or not just engines, but like rear ends, and going through rear ends like crazy. I think the spot market is going to see numbers pretty close to the shutdown numbers, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, you mean like right before, like, or right after the shutdown, like when the pandemic first, like in March of 2020? Because I remember that's when I left. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, it's getting crazy out here. And then a few months went by and things were booming, man, booming. But yeah, I aren't we kind of already seeing numbers like that? Zeeland, Michigan was posted 3 hours ago, so you probably already. I just wanted to look. Oh yeah, I'm in. Okay, I'm gonna look in van in a second. Oh wait, no, I wanted to look at Reefer. I wanted to see what the best states are. So, oh, Arizona is a good state to be in. Arkansas, not a whole lot of lows though. I wouldn't bet on that, but California is obviously looks like California, Florida. So produce right now, right? That's what's going on. The annual produce. Georgia. So Florida and Georgia are good. California is good. But I don't care what this thing says about Florida. Like, my experience is no matter what the load count ratio for Florida is, like it's just always, I expect to always come out of there in bad shape. Inventory and now no high inventory and now no consumer confidence. The economy is dwindling. It's a perfect storm for a recession or even worse. Yeah, I haven't, usually I keep up on the stock market and stuff, but I haven't in like a month. It's been so busy with the twins, but the consumer confidence last I knew, the last CPI data that came out was starting to trend upwards, but maybe it's gone down. Yeah, I don't know, man. It is a perfect storm for a recession. Well, it's hard to. I mean, and honestly, it hit our market first, so we'd see it. It'd start from what we do. Warehouses went up all over the place. Most of them are full already, and then some of the warehouses even were canceled and sit vacant or have completed because they can see what's going on. Yeah. I remember hauling a load for 80 cents a mile. Not yet. We're probably seeing a good amount of $1.50. 80 cents a mile. I wonder, was that in like March of 2020? Because I remember doing some similar stuff. Unless you're talking about coming out of Florida, because I've done that too. I've hauled for 80 cents a mile coming out of Florida. And I never did it again. I just ran deadhead up to Georgia. Not yet. We're probably seeing a good amount of $1.50 still, but if we were starting to creep down like $1.15, it's going to be a bloodbath. Oh man, it is. Even the load count is good. They won't pay. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Indiana's terrible. Illinois is terrible. The Midwest was pretty good before it's like a month ago when things were starting to get really bad. So Florida, Georgia, California, Arkansas, Arizona. Midwest is trash right now. Missouri, no bueno. Tennessee, it's like 50-50, leaning a little bit towards us. Texas, so California, I see why you're running from, Texas, California area, because it says Texas, California. So man, that's where I'd be keeping my truck if I was, and that seems to be what Hammer Down's doing. Even the load count is good. COVID shutdown. Yep. 80 cents a mile. So yeah, I did the same. And I was like, F it. And I went home and I just bought a day cab and sold my sleeper. And I was like, screw that. I'd rather work for somebody and, make 80K a year, 100K a year working for somebody. But then I was able to find local work. So, Hammer Down and Jackknife. I'm just curious, how was it? Was it a hard process to get the SBA loan? Because I've looked into it and it seems like you got to show. Like I write off a lot in taxes. It seems like you got to show a lot of profit for a couple years, don't you, to get that SBA loan? Or is that the immigration, what you were talking about, the being like coming from another country, you get like leniency on that to get that loan? I see I get like text all the time from these loan sharks or whatever saying, "Oh, your company is approved for 500,000. Would you like this at a 10-year payback for so and so, like crazy amount of interest paid back?" I'm like, no, but I definitely I've looked into that, but it just seems hard for me to get. Luckily, when that happened, I was hauling utility poles, so we were needed no matter what, and my rates didn't really change. Man, that's what ended up happening to me too. Like when I got off, I started hauling this local dedicated freight. It was auto parts. It's like usually 10,000 pounds to 20,000 pounds, and it's most of it's from my home base to Detroit. It's like within a 250-mile radius, and I mean, back then when it was going on, I was making like $1,600 to go to like Eden, Ohio, and like Fort Wayne, or even closer, like Angola, Indiana. And so it was like 320 miles for me round trip. And one way was empty, so I was spending a lot less in fuel, and I was getting $1,600. Obviously, as time progressed and rates started to kind of creep down, I went from 1,600 to 1,200 in rates, but it sucked. It hurt the pride, but I'm still very profitable at that rate. So yeah. Anywhere with oh wait, luckily when that yeah, anywhere with overcapacity, the Midwest is well overcapacity. The Northeast, you basically just got to hope you're at the right place at the right time. Yeah, for sure, man. The Midwest is terrible right now. Like what I'm seeing was that so for Reefer, which makes sense. It's produce season. They're pumping it out. Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arkansas. I don't really know why Arkansas is good. Do they do a lot of produce? I mean, the not a whole lot of volume, but so yeah. Arizona. Arizona looks really good too. So Arizona, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia are the states you want to be in. Oh yeah, what if it was PA? Oh my goodness, PA is horrible. 424 coming in and 63 going out. Tennessee, and Texas, great. Wisconsin, horrible. Wow. Yeah, it's nasty out there. What about for van? Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California. Wow, for van, even van, you got 1,500 trucks coming in, 2,600 loads going out. So even for van, it's good. It's not just reefer. They are pumping it out over there. In Florida, the same thing. Georgia, the same thing. Sometimes there's some discrepancies with vans. So like you get Louisiana decent, not great, but decent. So there's a little more leniency for vans. So if I were running a reefer, I'd be probably trying to load both, you know. Like if you go into a bad state for reefer, like you go into California or you leave California for a reefer, you're going to get paid way probably a lot more you should than a van. And then you get into a market that's terrible for reefer, but you're able to load a dry trailer or you're a dry load out of there that's going to be better than what you could with a reefer. Yeah, I haul a dry van. If I were you, maybe try to call up some of these steel places and see if you can't run smaller coil loads delivering to docks. That's crazy that you mentioned that. I have a friend that I went to high school with that is a local steel buyer. He works for a local company and he's a buyer for them. And I made a post on Facebook like, hey, I'm looking for work if anybody is in need of a tractor trailer locally. And he had reached out and said, hey, and he got me in touch with his logistics team, and they haven't really contacted me back lately, but that's exactly what they were going to have me doing. And I didn't know. I thought those guys used like RGNs and flatbeds, low boys and Conestogas, stuff like that for those coils. But apparently they load them on dry vans too. But I haven't heard back from them, so that's a good idea though, Jackknife. Yeah, thanks, man. Right now I should probably not be sitting at my computer. I should be out there trying to find more customers, even if I can't, satisfy them all, just to have them in the books, build that relationship. About almost a year ago, I was running some aluminum coils in a reefer, and they were paying like $3.15 a mile. I think Ohio to Tennessee. Wow. Oh, Jackknife, are you? I know you set up there. Are you doing Tyson, or like What are you running dry van? Nevada's good for van. South Carolina. South Carolina is really good for van. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas. Alabama. I'm going to refresh this. Grand Rapids, Michigan to Bowling, Maine. 921 miles for $2,800. That's interesting. Average 30-day average is 3,000. Ready now, 1 pick, 2 drops. First stop is in New York, then Maine. Obviously, there's nothing in Maine, so screw that. And they're below the 30-day average. Lima, Ohio. Grant to Lima, Ohio. 42,000 pounds. 30-day average about 1,000. Yeah. I'm sure they got that filled. But Ludington to Weberville. Estes forwarding. You're going to have to bug him because their phones are probably blowing up and they'll forget about you quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was sending like once every so often, I'd shoot them a message and be like, hey, it's just me. I was just circling back with you guys. I look forward to working with you. And they just kept saying, yeah, I'm waiting on my sales guy to try to send you. They were going to send me over like a load list to then quote, and then they were going to benchmark my quote against like what they're getting now. So I obviously, even though I have a relationship with them, it was still had to be competitive. And right now, I don't know if I could be competitive because everybody's so low. There's a lot of smaller operations like tool and die places and machinery places that use smaller coils on pallets. Yeah, my wife's dad works at a local machinery tool and die place. That's what he's done for all his life. And they have a little box truck, and I think they do have a semi truck too. But they don't do a whole lot of shipping and receiving there. So I think they just have their driver do it. They might have like outside carriers coming in to deliver from their other customer, but yeah, I don't know. Ludington, Michigan, Weberville, Michigan. I definitely need to drum up something better. Maybe I just need to get a quad axle or a tri-axle dump truck and go run construction. I'm running Reefer and I'm strictly dedicated to Tyson now. I wouldn't touch the spot market. Just before this, I was doing flatbed and I was having to deadhead from Allentown to Pittsburgh for work. Ugh, good gracious. Yeah, screw that, man. So what are you getting per mile with running for Tyson? Is that through that broker, that 3PL? Estes forwarding worldwide. Midnight delivery. Ludington. Oh, that's the load right here that I'm looking at. For one, I'd have to run deadhead 100 miles up to Ludington, which not too bad. And then I'd have to, and then from Ludington to Weberville, it's 186 miles. So 286 total miles. And then I'd be coming back because it delivers at midnight. So I'd be coming back home empty. Weberville is like, let's just say 100 miles. So I'd have almost 400 miles into this one trip. obviously the brokers will be like, well, I'm not paying for your empty miles, dude, but that's okay. But I still got to factor that into my cost of operation because it's fuel that's going to be spent and mileage that I'm going to wear and tear on my truck. So obviously right now that you can't really negotiate like that, but they're paying $700. I know where this is going. This is going to an Aldi's, and they're kind of slow there, man. The trucks get backed up all the way to the freaking highway. Once you get off the highway, trucks in the middle lane all the way to the Aldi's DC. And once they open the doors, it can be fast, but it usually is slow. They got third-party lumpers there. But I used to do that from Grand Rapids to Weberville. I've never done it less than $1,000, which is pretty good because it's only 100 miles from here. But they want to pay $700. I'd have 400 miles. I wouldn't even be at $2 a mile when you factor in all the mileage. So yeah, but I would do it for $1,200 right now. So I might shoot them an email, tell them to do it. It's tough being on the spot market right now, man. Tough. But that's probably going to be about it. What did Jackknife say? Looks like Hammer Down is out. I'm running Reefer and strictly dedicated. Oh yeah, like there in the end, I was taking 45,000-pound reels of wire out to Granite City, Illinois, for only $1,800 from Muncie, PA. Ugh. I think it came out to like $2.30, $2.40 a mile, which is pitiful for flatbed. Yeah, especially coming out of Muncie, PA, going into Illinois. It should be way better than that. I wonder what it is right now. Muncie, PA. Just curious. Flatbed. So that's Granite City. Yeah, Granite City, St. Louis market area. So it says Harrisburg market to St. Louis market. The 30-day average is $2.34 a mile. So $1,900. So pretty close to what you were saying, or exactly. But it ranges from $2.25 a mile to $2.60 a mile. So yeah. Oil City, PA to Goshen, Indiana. 47,000 pounds. 30-day average $1,100 for $1,000. Man, oh man. This is for flatbed. I see what you're saying. Craziness on the spot market, man, but it does seem like things are picking up. It does seem like things are getting a little better. I mean, we do got the produce season going on right now, so could be a little bit of that. It could be, people tax season, people getting their taxes back, so they're starting to spend more money, and then shippers or manufacturers are starting to make more because they don't have as much inventory. I don't know. But usually this time of the year is pretty good. So we'll see how long it lasts and how much better it does get. I hope for all you guys that watch and are watching, I hope the best for you all. I pray and hope that we all make it through these tough times and that things are on the up and up. What did he say? I think it came out to like two. Oh yeah. That's crap. Yeah, it is crap. Then you got to tarp it. Yep, and you're always heavier chain. Yeah. I did flatbed, man, and $2.30 a mile to come from PA to the St. Louis market or Illinois. Yeah, the tarping and chaining. So if you could just load that flatbed from PA and run it to St. Louis without tarping, or I mean. No, you never can not chain or strap it down, but yeah. But not tarping, I would do that. But tarping, man, it's a lot of work, and you do it in bad weather conditions. It sucks. I bet you would call on those loads. They're all gone too. Usually, what would happen then? I would try to get a better rate in the morning, and by 9 or 10, everything was gone. That's why I was deadheading out of the Allentown market to Pittsburgh. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Why you would do that? That's why I was dead. He was running empty to Allen, or out of Allentown to Pittsburgh, because there's more freight there. Yeah, because by the time, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, that's how it is over here too. Like, it's crazy. There's not much here in Grand Rapids, much smaller market than over there. But for like the local stuff I've like, so the dedicated freight that I run to like Lapeer and Detroit, I always look on the load board on my phone and try to find something coming back at night, but it's minimal and it usually doesn't happen. But I'm always looking for a return load, and I'm not looking to get paid a crazy amount. But so when things right now, when I do find something, I call or email them, like it's gone within second, like as soon as they post it. And that's just the load to truck situation that we got going on. You had to put 4 chains on each of those reels. They were 25,000 pounds apiece. You had to put 4 chains on each of them. Yikes. Yeah, so that's a lot of chaining. That's a lot of tarping. Yeah, putting even, yeah, I don't know if I'd do that for $2.30 a mile either. It's a lot of work. But I'm gonna bounce. I gotta go. I gotta actually find some work, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna try to do these like once a week, once a month, the lives. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Jackknife TV and Hammer Down. I hope you guys keep on holding your head strong and power through this crazy times of the spot market chaos going on right now. But we will catch you all on the flip side. Peace. Now I got to figure out how to end it.